All right, this first thing is one that I don't use a whole lot anymore, but I did find it helpful in the beginning stages when I was teaching after someone told to me and I was like, that's pretty helpful. It's still the beginning of the indoor season, and hopefully you're still going over teaching and enforcing the technique program with your students. If you're teaching Stevens technique for 4 mallets, you know that that inside mallet rotation needs to come from the wrist rotation and need to unlock how your wrist and your arm moves together. But a lot of students don't understand how or why you do that, so here's a little tip. All right, so what you're gonna do is tell your students to put down their mallets, go up to the keyboards, and make as much sound as they can using just their fingers. So you're probably gonna get some of this, or like this, or this, anything, but hopefully what you're gonna get the most of is this. This just kind of breaks down that like this rotation is what's gonna make the most sound, and that's what you have to do when you're playing 4 mallets, the rotation from the wrist. But also, if you wanna break it down further, it can help them visualize if you tell them to think about crossing their two bones in their arms, because they start separate, you rotate and they cross, uncross, cross, uncross, cross. Having your students visualize what they're doing will help them a lot to understand why or how they need to move in order to achieve what we're going for. If you don't explain this correctly though, that your students' hands need to be relaxed when they're rotating, then that could definitely lead to the possibility of thumb pushing, because you're talking about their thumb is making the sound, but it's more of like your thumb is an extension of your arm and your wrist, but the wrist is the thing that's making that rotation and that sound happen. You gotta tell them to stay as relaxed as possible, keep their hands floppy, and go back to the basics of like the doorknob rotation. Let me know what you think about this.